Hi Mini Hoopers, today I'll introduce you to the 3-beat weave and we'll talk about the differences between doing this move using your thumbs or with the surface switch method, in which case we carry the hoop on our hand. So there are two different ways of doing the 3-beat weave and I'm going to show you both of them, but strongly recommend one over the other. The one that a lot of people learn, and mostly because it's a lot easier to first pick up the move, is by carrying on the thumbs. So this is great. It's a great exercise to get yourself comfortable with the timing of the 3-beat weave, with the shoulder movements, with the arm movements, but ultimately what you want to be able to do is switch so that your hand is inside the hoop. So I'll demonstrate. Now, I'm not very good with the thumb method because I'm really not used to that. So essentially you're doing your 3-beat weave and you carry the hoop on your thumb for one rotation. Okay? And the other variation, we end up sticking our hand inside. Okay. So you carry on the thumb for just a second and then allow your hand to slip in to the hoop fully. Okay. So I'll break it down with the thumbs. Essentially what you want to make sure that you can do is have your hoop on one side, cross over, do one beat, and cross back. So one rotation over your thumb. Because you want to do 3 beats. There's 1 beat on this side and then 2 beats on the opposite side. So make sure you can do that with either hand comfortably, just like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So really opening up the hand and carrying on the thumb. And then a good practice that a lot of poi spinners are aware of this as a means to learn how to do this, or a way to teach it, is to take your spare hand, because what's going to happen is that you end up, watch, I'll have my left arm will cross my right, and then it'll be on top, and then my left arm will be on the bottom. So left arm's on top, now it's under the bottom. Left arm is on top, now it's under the bottom. And that happens with each arm. So what's happening is that we end up crossing and then scooping under. Right? So a good practice for this is to do one hand and hold up the other arm and cross, circle, and bring the other arm up. So just that movement of moving your shoulder up will start to integrate the movement necessary for this. So across and under. Okay, across. See, and it's a little bit tricky with the thumbs. I'm not used to the thumbs. So there, and then under. Over top and under. So practice that with either hand and either hoop. And as well, you'll also want to be able to have the chase weave with either like maintaining with your left hand on top, and also be able to do it maintaining with your right hand on top, because they do feel slightly different. So, and the important thing is that both of those are integrated into the 3-beat weave. Okay. So try it out with your thumbs. Now the rest of the tutorials are all focused on surface switching with your hands, because that's how I originally taught it. And I've just noticed a lot of people have been doing it with their thumbs, and I want to point out the big difference and the importance of doing it with your hands and doing that surface switching. I would recommend, feel free to learn our 3-beat weave using our thumbs. Do that just to get comfortable with the timing and comfortable with your shoulders, but ultimately you want to check out those surface switching tutorials and make that happen. Get really comfortable with that. The reason being is that when we start doing more advanced moves and we start to turn with our hoops, we want to A, be able to have the proper positioning to be able to move into that, and B, have a good grip on it, because it's quite difficult to carry a hoop on your thumb given the size of our thumb. These hoops are actually really thin. They're the thinnest I think you can get for tubing that's going to be durable for this. And if you're using anything larger than a 1/2 inch, then it's going to be incredibly difficult to carry on your thumb. So, for example, if we're hooping forwards and we want to move into our backwards weave and we want to turn, turning is a lot easier when you have your whole hand to work with for grip. So something like this, and then turning, and then scooping under. Right? If you're here and you're stuck on your thumb, the ability to turn is you're now on the outside surface of the hoop. So essentially you have to do a surface switch either way. In order to turn, you have to surface switch. So rather than getting to the point where we have to learn that surface switch as we're turning, if we're used to doing our thumbs, then we'll automatically move into that and then get here and get stuck because we have to stick our hand in and we're not used to that. So make sure that you're doing that because it's going to help a tremendous amount. Most important thing with minis is that your hands have to be moving all the time, because it's amazing how you can be in some sort of flow and then suddenly you get stuck, and instead of actually getting stuck, the best mode of action is to just surface switch and get into a comfortable position. Okay? So keep that in mind, get really comfortable with your surface switches, and it should help a lot. So have fun with the rest of the tutorials and good luck!